weird.
Yeah, that's... Nobody asked for that.
That wasn't one of the options.
Whatever. You know, Twitch chat be Twitch chat these days.
Yeah, I feel you. Oh, we're off.
Let's do this thing!
We got flippers in Link's house and a heart in Sanctuary. I wonder if that's actually the Sanctuary heart or not.
Yeah, we'll never know, because they were already at full health, so... Alright, well... It's pretty straightforward at the beginning. We got a lot of zero requirement overworld locations we can go check, so it's just a matter of finding which progression, and like the use of the sign there to take out the guard instead of the... that's a pretty good one.
Ooh, nice pull. Probably going to be seeing a lot of tree pulls this round here.
Like, it's the only way to farm rupees, is just gotta keep going for those 4 rupees.
4 out of 10.
Oh,
It's
man!
a good number.
DT getting a 5 rupee from one of the guards, so he's already winning this rupee race. Oh, but he didn't get it, so he's...
Where was that the map to? I didn't pay attention.
It's not
I guess we can look again. Alright, so we're going to see Old Man immediately from Andy here. Oh, wow. Unoptimal.
Now, of course, these maps are pretty snazzy, because you kind of need them to know what the dungeons hold, whether it has a pennant or a crystal. Of course, we don't have Dark World access yet, so we won't be able to find out what that Thieves' Town is holding for now. But it's one piece of the puzzle.
In due time. In due time.
DT going to be taking the south route to Kakariko to farm some bombs over here, and Andy going to be routing from the north to check the Lost Woods.
I'm feeling something good at the mushroom spot, man. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it in my bones. It's resonating.
I hope it's a small key to, like, pod or something.
Oh, baby. He didn't pick it up. Oh, man. That's disadvantage already.
I guess he doesn't want to know how many items are in whatever dungeon that was to. But there's a big key.
Should have gotten the compass. Big key. Compass.
Yes.
It's way better.
Much better. Turtle Rock Big Key at this point is nice to have, but we're probably not going to be seeing that used anytime soon. We got maybe like 2 hours or maybe an hour and 40 minutes before we see that.
You don't think they're going to go to Turtle Rock first?
I mean, they could try. They're not going to get very far. DT going to be checking the maze race, and we see the Moon Pearl right off the bat. So, hey, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we'll be seeing Turtle Rock sooner than later.
I hope so, dude.
Yeah, and good use of DT checking, grabbing those bombs along the way just so we can get this in one go instead of having to backtrack. So,
I'm noticing that Andy's movement through Kakariko Village is not very good. You should probably practice this later on. This is kind of gross.
Yeah,
see that? He moved into the wall straight for like a solid frame or two there. That was, ugh. Come on, man. Absolutely disgusting.
He's looking for 1 rupee so he could buy bombs. Because he is... There it is. All right. So now I can get his 10 bombs. That took, man, how many bushes did that take?
Not enough. Like 10.
Can we get a replay of that with him and like a counter on screen that counts every time he picks one up? We need to get on the level of the Ori tournament going on right now.
1 bush. 2 bush.
Oh, baby. Let's see what we got in the chicken house. DT not too far behind. We got a small key to Ice Palace.
DT's got the Moon Pearl, so I think he's ahead, technically.
Well, yeah. The unfortunate thing for Andy is since he took that route, he's going to have to go down and then up to Kakariko, then back down to Maze Race, so... And instead of farming for rupees, DT's going to farm for bombs. It's 4 bombs in here, so...
I'm hoping Andy tries to be cheeky and thinks, I don't need to go to the Maze Race. It's never anything good. I hope.
Some people do gamble that, so...
I know it. I know it.
Keysanity, that's a scary option to do when everything could be... When there's so many more items that you need to find. Oh, and there's our lamp.
It's lit, dude.
It's lit! Blue Boomerang, Swamp House Big Key, and I think there was a map to Skull Woods, so... A little bit more information.
True. Kakariko Village music. So relaxing. Especially when you go inside the houses and it's just kind of muffled.
Mm-hmm. I like it.
I'm
excited.
Me of, like, lemonade. I don't know why. Like a good lemonade. Ooh, we got some gloves. It's so bad.
So with those, I could see players opting to go check the back of Escape like almost immediately before routing to other stuff. But Gloves plus Moon Pearl, that means we're only one item away from getting into that Dark World and getting ever closer to that Turtle Rock you were talking about.
I'm ready.
I do like with DT's sprite how it just completely obliterates all the other sprites by messing up their palettes, so everybody's negative.
Oh, does it really? I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, it's kind of terrifying
Oh.
to a certain degree.
It's fun. No, he's not gambling. No.
He's gonna get his Moon Pearl. But at least here's the thing, I mean, he's gonna lose some time having to walk all the way down here compared to DT's route. But at the same time,
I'm sure DT's gonna go into the Lost Woods to check all that as well.
yeah. A lot of times you'll see if players are routing from the north side of Kakariko, they'll go straight through to the maze race without checking it, just because there's far often a higher chance of items being there that you need.
You almost had a spicy save and quit. Oh man, I got excited there.
It would have been hilarious.
Oh man.
It's okay, he can just get to the Dark World, find the mirror, and then he can just mirror there from the digging game and get it that way. That's fine. That's another option.
Yeah. Sure.
Sure. We'll go with it.
9 seconds? What a loser. Oh, man.
Alright, so we'll find out what's going to be in the back of Escape coming up, and then probably going to opt to... Well,
It depends on what's
wonder-
down there, probably.
I wonder if DT's going to opt to go straight up Death Mountain. I mean, there's only 2 items he can get and a third one he can see, but it's within logic, so...
I'd probably be thinking, go check Shalarsh. Oh,
Ooh.
well,
Oh!
Indigo.
Well, now I would definitely go up to
Yeah,
Death Mountain, so.
Death Mountain's the way to go. I was gonna say, if they don't get anything from the Escape, I'd probably swing by Shalarsh and do an Eastern dive, but that's why I'm not in the tournament, so...
Well, I kind of have like a general rule that I always like to check Sahasrara before going up to Death Mountain. Just, I don't know, sometimes he often has like a hammer or something that could be useful up there, but...
What?
And you're going to be setting up a Houlihan here.
Gotcha.
And only 10 arrows in Lumberjack. Yeah, normally you'll see like the flipperless Houlihan, but flippers were in the first chest in the game, so you gotta kind of go with secondary options instead. And it looks like Andy's gonna be checking the Zora's Domain area, probably. Well, he doesn't have enough rupees for Zora, so... Oh, he's gonna buy
Get
bombs.
more bombs, yep. What are you thinking, Andrew? What's going on inside of that bad haircutted head of yours?
I got no comment. I got no rebuttal. I could sit here and make fun of DT's ponytail, but I'm not going to do that. It's a nice ponytail.
No, there's no reason to make fun of DT. He's trying hard. He's a good guy. So DT pretty much going the same way as Andy right now.
Yeah, these players are
kind of catching up a little bit.
Pretty much neck and neck at this point.
A little low on money, though, is the thing. Not too much. Ooh.
Wow. There's the silvers right off the bat. Wish I had those in my race. Andy struggling to pull that lever there. You know, sometimes if you're too quick, you got slippery hands. You just can't grab that lever.
Slippery.
I mean, you're in a dam. You know, there's probably water splashing up, whatever. Just ignore the fire enemy right there. Not important. By the way, why is he in there anyway? That just...
What?
That doesn't seem very fit. Yeah, why is the anti-fairy in there?
Probably because the game developers made those rooms and were like, this is boring.
I feel like they just need to add more of those fish out of water.
Ooh.
Andy's got to be a little careful in here. He does have plenty of bombs, but
He
one
might
fall or one molder. Nah, he'll be fine.
Dang. DT haunt on his tail, though.
Anything in Mini Moldering Cave? Heart is nice. A small key to Swamp, and a big key to Eastern Palace.
Oof.
Oh no. That's unfortunate. Yeah, DT was down some bombs, so he had to get a little creative with his bomb usage there. So he's going to be missing out on that Eastern Palace big key. But hey, the convenient thing about that is you'll be able to do everything in Eastern Palace minus kill Armos, unless there's a bow.
Ooh, nope, never mind.
Well,
chew in mouth.
So now we just need to find that Dark World axis, and they can immediately go get that bow since they already have the flippers and the mirror. Wow, that's funny.
That could not have been timed any better.
Now, the perfect scenario for us viewers and commentators, not for the players at all, is if that Dark World axis is sitting in Eastern to get one of those forced double dips we were talking about earlier.
I like them double dips.
We can only hope. And we got a map to Ice Palace, so that's just one more thing we'll be able to check when we get to the Dark World. I like also the negative link just makes the water all poopy around it. It's kind of gross. It's like Pigpen kind of. It's got like a trail of dust following it.
Ice rod check. All right.
It's a very rare sight to see swimming to the Ice Rod Cave as opposed to walking.
Or hovering.
Definitely faster. Or or that which cannot happen, but that as well. Ooh, oh lordy, DT. He was one crab hug away from death right there.
There it is.
Beautiful jukes. Well, nice walking away, a little bit of health, 6 hearts and almost Dark World Axis is a little scary, especially when you're still on Green Tunic and you don't have a dang sword.
So are we thinking Shalar and Eastern now? Saying you're gonna go north? No, heading to the Wishing Pond? Pond of Wishing? The Pond of Wish?
Waterfall Fairy, Waterfall Cave.
Water Wishing.
Check what's on Zora's Ledge. Unfortunately, we don't have. Maybe we'll get like 300 rupees. In
Wishy
here.
water wish.
Well, there's 50.
Water wishing. Wish water.
Yes,
pond.
Patty. One of those things that you just said is definitely applicable.
Water.
Big key to Desert Palace is a good fight. Let's see what's on Zora's Ledge.
Yeah, they got that book. They got that big key.
Ooh.
They don't got no small key though. You know what I'm saying?
Andy's thinking about it. He's saying no. He's good. We'll see if DT goes for it.
Cocky son of a gun.
I'm not sure what DT was looking for. He was. I guess he was just checking the stunned enemy prize.
It's a weird place to check, but okay. He's going for it. He's in.
I mean, at this point,
if it's a desert small key, can it be?
That would actually be pretty significant.
Yeah. That's the only way that it would matter, really. Or if it was another important key for later on, but then again, and he can come back and check Zora when he has enough money, and that would justify the trip to getting the key later. So really the only way this helps DT is if it is the Desert Palace key. Otherwise it's kind of a wash.
Or Tower of Hera small key would be good too, because they could check that Hera basement when we get up there. Oh, there's another big key on the Desert Ledge, and it's a key to Turtle Rock, which...
That's okay, because they're going to Turtle Rock first, so that's still really good.
It'll probably be required at some point in time.
There's only a few of those, I think.
Yeah, there's only 4. But you can beat the dungeon with only 3. But then you have to skip that one awful chest that seems to... It's one of those make or break kind of chests. If you skip it, there's something in there. If you check it, then you're doing a pedestal, so getting the pedestal just to get that last T-Rock key.
Mashing that R button.
Let's go check what's on the torch first. Just a piece of heart. And
alright, so he'll have to come back with the boots later.
Andy, you have the big key. Where are you going?
There's still a chest.
Okay. No. He's gonna grab this then, because there's that Desert Ledge big key. Okay.
Ice Palace Compass. Now he'll know how many items are left in Ice Palace.
Hooray! Interesting choice, DT going straight for Eastern without the Sahasrara check.
I like it. He knows he can't finish it anyways.
Yeah. But what if that Dark World access was in Sahasrara's bomb door closet waterfall cave?
I don't know. That's why they call it gambling, Willard.
Is it a gamble?
Yeah.
Or is it routing?
So basically, what you're trying to say is, you're trying to say that DT's being stupid, and I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt.
I never said that. I would never say such a thing.
Implied. It's implied.
It's not implied.
You don't have to say it.
Well, there's
Come
the
on,
300
Sandman.
rupees.
Come on, Sandman.
Sure.
Come on.
It's just I've never seen that routing option. Usually people go Sahasrara before Eastern. So I'm curious, that's all. But DT finding 300 rupees, so now he has enough for Zora, and the Tower of Hera big key was sitting on that desert ledge, so of course you can go up Tower of Hera, but you can't finish it without some sort of weapon.
Oh, 10 arrows!
Either a sword or a hammer. But at this rate, I could see a hammer or sword in Tower of Hera.
Oh, that single arrow too. Oh god, I'm loving this scene.
Wow,
This is
16
incredible.
16 minutes, single arrow. What a time to be alive.
No time like right now.
Oh, now that I think about it, this is huge for Andy.
No, he's gonna do the same gamble. He's gonna go straight for Eastern. If I know Andy, he'll go straight for Eastern. Who the hell is this kid?
Clearly, you don't. No, what I'm saying is DT missed the Eastern Palace big key in Mini Moldering Cave because he took
Oh, yeah.
So there's something in that big chest that's going to be pretty detrimental for DT. Shield, small key to Skullwoods, and some more money.
Big money, big prizes. I love it.
Is that what PJ's?
No,
What is that?
it is from someone else. So that's the quote from
Okay.
Smash TV, the game show announcer guy that shows
No,
up in the bottom corner when you go in like a prize room.
Gotcha.
Awesome.
I love it. Just sounded familiar. Anyway, off topic. But yeah, Andy not going into Eastern, so he's gonna try and get that Dark World access before diving into Eastern Palace. So
Yeah, see, chat knows Smash TV. What rock have you been under, Willard?
the one Andy just lifted up and tossed.
Well, now you know.
Now I
You're
know.
out from under the rock. Who are you people? That's a
I got-
SpongeBob reference, Willard.
I know. I got that reference.
Oh, okay. I felt like I had to tell you since your track record with getting references isn't so good right now.
Well, now I'm 1-1, so that's pretty even record, right?
Yeah, it's about
Okay.
as even as it gets.
All right, good. Glad. Good talk. All right, DT gonna be go.
I don't want to talk about this anymore. Good talk. Old man giving Andy some love, just how he likes it.
All right, well, we're gonna see that crazy Zora play from DT. Let's see if he has anything other than life lessons. Oh, just a compass. I'm still feeling some sort of sword or hammer up here, or at least just Dark World access. Up here.
You really want to see that sword or hammer, don't you?
It would be great. It'd be great
Oh,
if
no,
it's
man.
up. If it's up Tower of Hera, that'd be hilarious. Because
I'm just enjoying my time watching these nerds run around with absolutely nothing at their disposal. It's a good watch, man.
oh, and we did get our Dark World map check. I think I saw a Skullwoods crystal. We'll check again over on the restream. It was okay. Skullwoods is crystal 6.
Life lessons, nice.
Mushroom at the ether tablet. Gross. Yeah, so we have crystals
That
at
could be good.
Skullwoods and Ice, and we have a pendant at Thieves Town. So it's a lot of good information this far into the run. There's another big 20. Oh, come on, Andy, go get it. Alright, well, that's normal. All that matters is what's past this big door, though. That's where things are going to get interesting. But now I'm even more curious to what's in that Eastern Palace big chest.
You know what would be really fun? Is if there were a sword or hammer in the basement of Tower of Hera. Ooh. Now wouldn't that be fun?
Just gotta find that Tower of Hera.
Nice boomerang.
Yeah, DT now making his way into Mini Moldering Cave. Second attempt, successful. He's getting his Eastern Palace big key.
Probably kicking himself for that one. You know why?
That's unfortunate.
But at the same time, he's probably thinking he has to go back to Eastern later anyways, so it's not a huge deal. Especially since that big chest is on the way through the dungeon.
It's like, where's he up to now?
Why not hover? No!
I called it! Sorry! Here it is! There's our hammer.
Damn it, Willard.
Listen, I know Keysanity. Like, I've been playing it for a couple days. I'm pretty good at just... Anyway, so the nice thing for Andy, though, is putting off Eastern Palace, so now he'll be able to go into the Dark World, get his bow, and be able to do all of Eastern Palace in one go. So, good on him. Good options.
Yeah,
good gamble.
Good on him. Great. Just good stuff all around.
Just
Bravo. Round of
good.
applause. Round of applause, everybody.
Look at these hammer strats.
Let's count our eggs before they're hatched. This is awesome.
I hope it's a pendant. Oh, that's okay. That's good, though, because now they have to keep looking for that last pendant instead, so they might have to do a harder dungeon just to get a stinking pendant. The other thing is that hammer now grants Andy access to East Death Mountain, so he can check Paradox Cave, Spiral Cave.
What cave?
Paradox Cave, Spiral Cave.
The heck is Paradox Cave?
Paradox Cave is a cave that has like 7 chests and a couple mold arms, like the big ones.
Where's the paradox?
Because the way you enter and exit from it makes no logical sense. You'd have to like look at it closely.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
The name makes a lot more sense than like...
It's a dumb name, but I get it.
Well, it's still better than K45. It's a stupid name.
Or you could call it, Death Mountain Prize Pack.
That could be a lot of things, though.
But it's a prize pack. It's got 4 chests.
It's got 5 chests. It's got 7 chests.
What? Oh yeah, it is 5 in that room, isn't it?
Yeah. It's okay, you're still learning.
I am still learning. I haven't played this game that much. I'm thinking about doing my first randomizer soon.
Oh, nice. You should join the next tournament. And NMG tournament. Nah, you can just keep playing Dark Souls, you'll be fine.
Flashbacks, man. Flashbacks.
And there's our first sword. So hammer to sword, beautiful. So Desert Ledge to hammer in Tower of Hera to sword on East Death Mountain. What a sequence.
Alright, so Andy's got a sizable lead on DT right now, but DT has gone to Zora. DT's come back, I'm telling you right now. I don't remember where it was to, but it is going to be absolutely instrumental. I can't wait to see how this plays out.
Alright, where's Andy off to next? Seriously, where is he going? Did he not check what was on Floating Island?
No, I don't know.
He didn't. It's the powder, wow.
So Mushroom and Powder both on Death Mountain there.
Yeah, so they'll have to come back once they get a sword upgrade if they want to get that powder or that mushroom.
And you got some goodies from the Death Mountain prize pack.
The Death Mountain Paradox. I
don't know what that is.
Patty. You gotta earn that right.
What right?
To
be old and not know all these new names people are slapping on things. Feel like an old man.
It's okay.
All these new names for things that have been around forever.
I forgive you. It's called...
I'm not apologizing.
It's all right. We all gotta... one step at a time, dude. You'll get there. I promise.
I've been there. That's the whole problem.
DT making his way through Hyrule Castle. Andy gonna be heading to Digging Game. Interesting. I wonder when he's gonna go get that bow, since he knows where it is. He's gonna be checking Circle of Bushes cave. Find a dungeon.
Is that what the kids are calling it these days? Circle of Bushes cave.
Oh wow! There's the Desert Palace small key. First chest of Hyrule Castle. So now I'm curious what's on that right side, because both these players could have had that the first time they were in Desert.
Dummies. They should have known, you know? Like, they just should have known.
They should have taken the gamble, dude. That's what it is.
No,
it was a bad,
it's not
it was
gambling,
a bad gamble.
it's just routing.
It's a bad routing gamble. I also love it. Every time you find a new map, it's usually to the dungeon you just found out what it is or you just finished. Oh! Whoa! First dig! It's a pot, wow. So... Well, that's interesting. Both Pod and Eastern Palace, you have both the big keys. You don't know... Well, you know Pod is a pendant dungeon. This might be... this might be the bow grab from Andy. You might also go talk to the bomb salesman up here to go find out what the Pyramid Fairy crystals are. Oh, wait, he never did Hype Cave yet. I'm getting ahead of myself.
So when is VTorp going to add trap chests into the randomizer?
Woo!
Like chests that when you open them, just explode.
Woo! Sorry, I'm getting too excited. Oh my gosh! Double T-Rock small keys. Jeez. And flute and our first bottle. You know, there actually has been discussion in the variations dev channel about trap chests, and I know Zarby was working on some fancy ones. One of them that like spawns a follower or something. One of them that like, I want mimics of anything. That'd be neat.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that was probably one of the most. Actually, both Mini Moldering Cave and Hype Cave were.
Am I alone? Uh-oh. You buzzed out there. I don't know if that was on my end, your end, someone else's end.
Alright, Andy, what's the next play, dude? You got the bow, you got the Eastern Palace big key. Gonna go activate that flute, and, you know, you can't go to the Mire area yet, but... So that flute's not extremely useful other than routing. But DT's gonna be checking that right side Desert Palace for those two chests over there. This could be big. This ends up being like a sword upgrade or... boots. Stuff like that. Small key too. Yeah, that's less exciting.
Small key, small excitement.
Oh no, DT. I think there's some bombs in like the previous. Okay.
There's also some bombs at the shop by Link's house.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Probably not gonna be checking that again. But resource management is pretty important. It can save you a little bit of time. But Andy got his flute activated. Now he's gonna go check that sick kid. Steal whatever he's got. What's he got?
Sick.
He's got a big key to Mire. All right. Patty, what's next? What's on the docket now?
Anything, man. This game's blown wide open right now. Who knows
my
where
gosh.
the heck Andy's gonna go?
He's doing the Zora play.
I'm telling you, it's gonna be instrumental.
He's gonna get that T-Rock Smoky.
Instrumental.
I'm sure.
So you gotta wonder, why the heck is he doing this when he's got so much at his disposal?
See, I don't agree with this play. Routing-wise, I think he should have.
That's why they call
in.
it a gamble, Willard.
No! Shut up, just he should have gone Catfish first. Catfish to Zora, because then he could have knocked all of it out at once. And Catfish is one of those obnoxious, out-of-the-way locations that he could get to. So
Yeah, that's true.
That's
it
just
wouldn't be too hard to get there.
Yeah, it's just my thought. But he's gonna get his life lesson and his Turtle Rock small key.
And his routing lesson, apparently. Got him.
Got him. Well, who knows? Maybe Catfish is gonna be jumped, so it doesn't matter. So. Yeah, DT's not gonna be too far behind getting his. He's not too far from getting his hammer coming up here pretty soon. But and he's got a pretty significant lead at this point. Of course, it's Keysanity, and anything could happen. This could come down to everybody looking for a G-Tower Big Key or something. So, and we're only 30 minutes in. What?
Is that how that works, Willie? If it's a crystal, you get another crystal? Holy moly. God, I hope it's a crystal, man. Sorry, that was mean. I just thought it was funny.
I think you missed the first part of my discussion, but that's fine. Moving on.
I might.
I'm curious to see what is in that big chest, though, and especially what is at Armos Knights, because we haven't seen either of those yet.
If I remember correctly, there isn't really anything exciting in the first part of Eastern, right?
No, I don't think we got really anything except money.
Yeah.
I think it was just 300 rupees in the next chest, but yeah, DT gonna be getting his hammer here pretty soon. See if he does a bomb jump to get that big chest or whatnot.
I'm thinking he's going to do a nice, comfy drop down from the floor above.
Yeah.
Just a nice, cozy fall down to the chest, all vanilla-like. Oh, it's so nice.
Bomb jumping isn't fun when you don't have boots, for the most part, at least for me.
Like a walk through your neighborhood when the sun is going down in summer. It's just
You fall through
real
a floor,
nice and comfy.
open a big
Fall
chest.
through the floor, get a magical hammer that will let you play whack-a-mole.
Kill a giant worm boss, you know.
Just like summer.
Just like summer, like the good old days. Before you had to do your summer reading.
Flashback skin, you gotta stop. There's that arrow. Hell yeah.
We're in there. Alright, let's see these hammer strats for DT. I also like it with, same with the other NPC palettes. The boss palettes are messed up a little bit. Oh, wow. Oh, gosh. So
I missed it. I was watching Hammer Strats. What was it?
A Master Sword. So we got a sword upgrade already.
That sucks. If DT had gotten the key, if he hadn't have died in Moldorm Cave, he would have had the big key and he would have gotten a sword. How long ago was that? Probably 25 minutes before Andy did?
Yeah.
Maybe 20 minutes? It wouldn't have been a huge difference, but it would have...
It would have helped him out in, like...
It would have changed a little bit.
Yeah, it would have helped him out in, like, Hyrule Castle or when he was in Desert, stuff like that.
Oof. Oof!
But he'll more than likely head back there and get his Master Sword as well.
You just gotta hope that, first of all, that Eastern is a crystal, or if Eastern's a pendant, that DT doesn't find the Eastern map. Because if he sees it's a pendant, he might not come back for that one big chest he missed.
Yeah, that's true. He also might be less inclined to go back just because he knows there's only 2 items in here. Since he's already been here once, so he might put it off for a little bit longer. But the seed, well, I don't know. We haven't been to Village of Outcasts or any of that area yet, so there's still a lot left to figure out about this this dang seed. But DT's got to be careful. Down to 2 hearts left.
Nah, he's good.
Ooh.
See, totally fine. Totally fine.
Oh, okay, we're good.
Didn't doubt for a second, dude. Have some faith.
Saved it. Alright, let's do some NMG strats. Oh, wait, yes.
Silver arrows.
Darn it.
No major glitches. Silver arrows in East. Ooh, that's not bad.
And it's a pendant.
Oh, well, no. You just gotta hope he doesn't find... If he doesn't find the map, it should be fine.
Well, here's the thing. Now, once you finish Eastern, you have all the information you need to know about where all the pendants and crystals are. So, which at 36 minutes in is really nice, because the worst thing is when you're like an hour and a half in and you have 2 dungeons that you can full clear, but you don't know which one's a pendant or a crystal, and you don't want to waste time full clearing a pendant dungeon for no reason. So, yeah, we'll see if DT decides to take a similar route now, once he's done with this area.
Half of Eastern already.
Alright, well, DT will be heading over to Hype Cave, where he's going to go get his flute, bottle, and 2 T-Rock small keys. I'm curious to see what Andy can do in Pod with 0 keys. There's a bit you can do, especially since you could take this route over and over again. And with the mirror, he's going to be able to mirror out to recycle through.
Yeah, you can kind of finagle your way around Pod with that.
No,
I really want to go to Turtle Rock. Ooh, that's a nice one. That's a nice one.
Oh, that is huge.
That's easy peasy Dark World access to basically the other half of the map. Big time. Also, access to Turtle Rock. Anybody? Anybody? Turtle Rock dive? Ooh, I like it.
Still got to get that, once we get a medallion. Once we know what the medallion is, first of all. But I like it. Maybe we'll find a medallion he needs for it right now. That would be really interesting to have a Turtle Rock dive this... Oh.
And he's out.
And he's...
See ya.
There's the boots. He doesn't have any more small keys, so he can't check the back stuff, but he can at least check this last one right here. And it's just a heart piece. But, wow, that's... So we got a Master Sword in Eastern. Then we got boots.
Just thinking Skullwoods, you know? One of those
I haven't
hunches.
seen that yet. Yeah. Skullwoods, let's see. We don't have anything for Thieves Town, but we can at least check the first 4. Pyramid item is just a bomb upgrade.
Why didn't he get it? What if he needs more bombs? He only has 4.
Well, I mean, that won't give him more bombs. It just increases his capacity. Oh. Now, the other interesting thing is, with this, Andy will be able to... He has the Master Sword and a Castle Tower Small Key and the Lamp, so he'll be able to check the first 2 chests, or the only 2 chests in Aga Tower as well. Curious to see what is in there.
That'd be an interesting dive. Having to do Aga Tower without the Aga Key. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I don't want it. I don't want to see it. I don't want to think about it.
As long as you have 1 key, you can check 2 chests. But, you know, a lot of times players will go in just to check the first one. And we already know there's nothing on the Lumberjack, so it's not like they have to finish it. But Andy gonna be getting his
spin attack.
Desert Palace Small Key. We don't know. We only know one of the items in there.
Oh, you idiot!
He's getting a little ahead of himself. But DT decided to go to Catfish as opposed to... We'll probably go to the Eastern Palace area next. He did just get that bow. Okay, he's going to activate his flute first.
It's probably smart.
I need to stop predicting what players are going to do, because every time I do, they don't do it, and then I just look silly.
I love it. Keep it up.
It's like, just let them play. Stop talking and let them play.
No. Keep predicting. It's awesome. Oh, yeah, they're probably going here, and they go... You need to go right. They go left. Well...
maybe they'll do it later, you know. Whatever. Anything in there? I also don't think there was anything in Desert that was on the torch, so... But hey, maybe the boots will lead to something in King's Tomb or Bonk Rocks.
There they are. Much better. See, now we won't have to worry about bombs later.
Alright, here's that Aga Tower play.
He's diving. Hope he's got his scuba gear.
It's a good option at this point. Because when are you going to route this in later? And a heart piece for the first one. Let's see if the second one has anything. Where was that Castle Tower key? Death Mountain prize pack. And just a red boomerang.
Nice. Got both croissants.
So nothing really of value. Where are you off to next, Andy? Oh, he's gonna go get that mushroom.
Hopefully it's another bomb capacity upgrade.
We need more of those.
I'm telling you, man. He's gonna need bombs later.
He's gonna need them. He better bomb Helmassar King when he gets to him. Because, you know... If you got bombs to spare, you might as well, right?
Right.
I like this play. You're gonna go ahead, get that mushroom, and then he's gonna head over east, check Darkwold Death Mountain, find out what medallion he needs for T-Rock, grab the powder, maybe. Fake powder glitch.
Sprinkle a little cheating in there?
Yeah, sprinkle little minor glitches in there. No big deal. No one will ask questions. DT now getting his Master Sword, and he's going to be heading up to go take on Armless Knights. The thing is, he didn't set up the Dark World portal from Pod, but he does have the flute, so he's likely to flute back and go right into Pod, but I don't know, going to Pod with 0 keys is not normal. It's not like a normal route that people would do.
Friggin' Andy, man. Oh, I don't have any keys. Better go to Pod.
In order to beat it by the logic, so. But most people can, well, there's Caneberna. Most people can do it with just 4, and especially when you already have the hammer and the bow. All you gotta do is just do a hammer jump, but...
That was a clean Armos, though. I like that.
Yeah, good use. He gets his pendant, and now he knows where all the iron. Is he gonna do the thing? Oh, of course.
What the heck do you think he's gonna do?
While he's in the middle of falling, we did happen to see the Quake medallion was required.
Was that the Quake medallion? Okay.
For T-Rock, so.
Look at him kicking up cheat dust.
There you go.
Look at him.
Here's your blue rupee.
Look at that. Everyone loves it. Everyone loves it.
There's your red rupee. Oh, please be...
I don't like it at all.
That's pretty big, but that doesn't really benefit him at all at this moment. So, and there's no chance that that's going to get skipped by anyone. So, but that's a nice one to get out of the way, because you know, if they get to go mode early, and now they use the GT big key, he could skip a few extra chests along the way in dungeons. So, Patty, it's fine. It's fine.
I can see it now. DT's gonna be rediving dungeons, looking for this key. He's gonna be going all over the place. He's gonna leave that hookshot cave for last because it's right next to Ganon's tower, and he's gonna be done like 40 minutes before.
Nah, no way. Gotta have some faith. There's still plenty of time for dumbs to be had, and I feel like DT already got his out of the way. So now it's Andy's turn.
This looks pretty dumb.
Well, it's in logic. He's got half magic too. So.
Ooh, that was really close.
Dude,
That was so close.
Ooh, small key 2. Palace of Darkness. There's one. There's our first one.
Got that dank palace key.
I'm still mad that in my tourney race against Andy, I died in that room because I died in the middle of the animation of using Cane of Burna.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You can do that?
Apparently, I didn't know. I learned real quick.
That sucks.
It's okay. I don't remember. There was just a bow in there. No big deal.
So Andy, no, he didn't finish Desert Palace. So DT is going to be finishing Desert Palace here, and not lighting that torch down there. Gotta light the torches.
Is the Bombos medallion, so we're going to be needing 2 more medallions if we want to finish out the seed. There's a small key too with Thieves Town and the Cape. Wow.
Well, that's a couple things to go check up in northwest Hyrule, dark place.
Wow, look at those shiny lampposts. Ugh, so desert, not really. Right side desert had a heart piece. Oh, there's the shovel. Great.
Can I get a exclamation HUD shovel, please? I'd really appreciate that.
Let's see, I wonder if Andy's gonna go ahead and finish desert at this point. I can't imagine him not. There's 3 keys in, or 3 items in here. Yeah, that's what it looked like. All right, so let's think about this for a second. We still need both rods. We need Quake and Bombos, and we need a hookshot because Swamp Palace is required. As for big keys, we need
You don't need Ice Palace necessarily.
Yeah, that's why I stopped for a second. I was like, technically we don't.
I just love that you didn't even bother correcting yourself. You just stopped. For big keys, we need
Aghanim halfway unlocked. So Castle Tower key at the pedestal. Well, we're not going to be seeing that then, but that's a new one on the ped. I haven't seen that one yet.
Yeah, that's oof.
Well, here's the thing. You can't hover Swamp Palace. So Andy's probably going to need that hookshot too. Sorry, guys.
He'll find a way.
How long has this game been out?
Long enough to switch names to the Conundrum Cave or whatever.
Listen.
I'm listening. I'm
sorry.
all ears, Willard.
I'm sorry, Patty.
Not sorry enough.
That you're still learning. I'm sorry.
You can't apologize for that. It's not something that you...
I just did.
That
I'm not taking
doesn't even make sense, Willard.
It's fine. It's fine. Skull Woods. Wasn't this the play you were talking about?
Don't change the subject.
Listen. Are you listening?
La 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 la. La 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 la.
Listen to that beautiful dungeon music. Oh, it's so good.
Ba 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 ba.
Andy about to go get his useless items over here on the right side. Especially that useless Meyer key.
Well, actually, we don't know what's up here. Or do we?
Yeah.
Well, now we do.
DT went back and got it when he went to finish Desert.
Okay.
Ooh, another map, except we already know that one. Wow.
Oh, baby.
There's that Eastern Palace
Glad he decided to go Eastern before he got that map.
Yeah, especially.
Bad.
We haven't seen any more swords yet, so who knows? The last two could be hidden away in G Tower or something.
I did a randomizer where I had the fighter's sword the entire time, and 2 swords were in 2 of the last 3 chests in Ganon's tower, like the upper 3 chests. There's 2 swords in those 3 chests.
That's not bad, because at least you get to get that for Ganon. You just have to get there. That's the hard part.
Yeah, that. Yep. Mm-hmm. It was a hell randomizer, and enemies had randomized.
Oh, jeez.
Heals,
Yeah,
so
no thanks. Yeah, that sounds even worse.
A little different.
Yeah, very different. All right, Skullwood's not really showing up yet. And yeah, unfortunate scenario for DT is, you know, how do you route in a 0 small? Before he goes back there.
You don't route it in. It's just it's an unfortunate situation for DT because he's racing Andy.
Yeah, the Titan mitts not only are just extremely important, but the boots just, you know, extending Andy's lead every second, every frame.
His boots were not made for walking.
How long you been saving?
You like that one? No, I just came up with it. That was a fresh one.
Wow,
fresh
never
out of
heard
the
that one
bakery.
before. That's pretty good.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm proud of that one. I'm not gonna lie. I forgot to have my helping of humble cake this morning. That was a good one.
All right, what's the next play? What's on the schedule? What are we doing now? We have...
I just want... I also like Silence. Silence is good. Silence works just as well as Predictions. That's fine. I think Andy's going to go up to Lumberjack.
Well, we could check Swamp without the hook shot. We can't do Ice Palace yet. We need some medallions if we want to check T-Rock or Meyer, or even Bomba's medallion if we want to do Ice Palace. So, what is the play? Probably Thieves Town. Thieves Town first 4 chests, maybe? I mean, we also have blacksmiths and all that stuff for Andy to do, if he so chooses.
If he so chooses. Who knows what he's gonna do? Dude's just... Half the time he makes like the call you'd think you'd make in it. That's
Unlocks.
That's it.
Meyer.
I'm taking Andy to Vegas.
Sweet Tempered Sword into Bonk Rock, so Boots and Pod to get another sword upgrade. So now we've seen 3 of the swords. But that Bombus medallion not only unlocks Misery Mire, which they can do all of, but it also unlocks Ice Palace, which, by the logic, they can't finish since they don't have the big key, but who needs big keys? Just as long as there's nothing in the big chest, we're good.
Pretty much. Ooh, that's a compass. Hell yeah, dude. Dark Palace compass coming in the clutch.
I guess the nice thing for DT is since he doesn't have the mitts, he's not going to get baited into going into Mire or Ice Palace or anything like that yet.
That's true. That's very true.
But he needs to make his way over to Palace of Darkness.
I did not think of that, but then again, I don't really think of much of anything, so...
What are you thinking about now?
Dinner.
Dude, same. It's a good thought.
Very good thought. Very tantalizing. Alright, what do we got? Was it worth it? Was it worth it? Let me work it. They're right there! It takes 3 seconds! 3 seconds! Oh, I hate it. I hate it.
He's got silvers. Who needs arrow? You only need like 30s.
I still hate it. 3 seconds, man. That's a collectible. You gotta pick it up.
Do you hate to lose a race so you go back and be like, oh, I should have picked up that arrow capacity upgrade from the Witch's Hut?
I'm telling you, man.
Exactly.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, the shovel leads to herpes, so...
It's right there!
But he's already got 11 hearts. And
I hope he dies. In the game.
In the game. In a friendly game of Link to the Past Randomizer.
Nothing friendly about Link to the Past Randomizer.
Yeah, not too long before Andy pops into Thieves Town, he'll be finding his Bombos medallion, and it's going to be interesting to see what he decides to do. He could either go into Mire, or he could go into Ice. I would assume he'd probably go the Mire route first, since that would be entirely within logic as opposed to Ice. And he does have the bow and silvers, so Vitreous isn't really even... And he has Temper Sword anyway, so Vitreous wouldn't be a problem at all, regardless.
Yeah, I would go Mire. I really would. Mostly because I hate Ice Palace.
Yeah, it's a tricky dungeon. And who knows, maybe we'll find the Ice Palace Big Key sitting in Misery Mire or something like that.
The Thief place where the thieves live. We're gonna be able to see a little more of that. Nothing from Bombo's tablet there. Nothing of note, at least. A little bit of cash money. A little bit of moolah, a little bit of dosh. That's good stuff. Never have too much money. We're just getting right out of there. Not even gonna use the key.
Where's DT off to now?
Maybe to check, maybe to get that mushroom.
Oh yeah, that's probably it. Yeah, for those that aren't or are unaware, sorry, the boots and the Titan mitts were both inside Palace of Darkness, which Andy went in there relatively early with 0 keys and routed through the bow section to grab both of those. So those are that's kind of the next play, kind of the next big play.
Yeah, DT's kind of running out of stuff to do, isn't he?
Yeah, he really is. He needs to head that way soon. Yeah, it looks like Andy's going to go ahead and do all the blacksmith stuff. It's not going to be too hard with the mirror and the flute, so you can just flute the purple chest over.
And the boots and the hammer.
And the boots and the hammer. Yeah,
and the boots and the cats and the boots and the cats and the boots and the cats and the boots and the cats, the boots, the cats, the boots, the cats.
And TT is going to be getting rid of all of his magic so he can do this nice little fake powder glitch before he turns in that mushroom too.
Smarty.
Yeah, so basically you just use the cane and you hear the error sound.
You hear that
switch
again?
to the mushroom. The
One more time.
That and then it
just one more time for the fans.
just
For the fans, Willard.
You only get one. Only one.
Only 5.
Oh, it's a dungeon map to swap.
Hey, that's important.
All
right, but it's important.
We already know that one. Yeah, a lot of this overworld not really paying off very much at all. Maybe purple chest will have something. I don't know.
That's where all the fun comes from. No one knows.
I wonder if DT would be crazy enough to like dive swamp before going into pod.
You thinking maybe there's a hook shot in that first chest thing? There's actually quite a few chests you can check.
Yeah, there might be something in there.
Maybe do the swamp dive.
I mean, he has to
hook shot is
be.
in swamp. That's ballsy play.
It happened to me in a race, like not the tournament race I had today, but the one before, and it was the last place I checked. Of course.
Of course.
It was awful.
Have you ever had the pleasure of playing a seed where the hammer is in the first chest of Swamp Palace? I have.
Once.
I immediately stopped.
I do not blame you. But Purple Chest is holding one more of those pod keys, but it looks like Andy's going to be going into Mire. I think this is a good choice. He has all the stuff he needs to complete it, and it is one of the Pyramid Fairy Crystals as well. And looks like DT is making that swamp play, so this...
Ooh.
This could be interesting. We'll see what happens.
Lord, it's times like these where I appreciate you making these predictions. Every once in a while, you're right on the money.
You know, that's why I just keep predicting. Because eventually, my percentage of wins will be higher than my percentage.
Law of averages, man. Law of averages. Just keep going. Eventually, you'll... See this room, Andrew. Let's see a good Wizrobe room here. Well, look at you with your Samaria strats and your laser beam into the wall.
It's a good.
Almost had it.
It's a good secondary option when you don't have the fire rod. Is to use the cane.
Yeah, it was all right. I've seen better.
Red mail.
Red mail. That's nice.
So far, Swamp has had red mail and 10 arrows. So,
what more could you need? DT is officially in go mode.
Don't say that.
Let's see it in chat. DT is in go mode.
Don't listen to him, guys.
Everybody, this race is pretty much over. DT has picked up 10 arrows and red mail. Andy has no chance here.
If I see one go mode in chat, I'm going to be mad. There's one.
There it is. Yeah.
Time him out. Get him out of here. Well,
I'm really hoping he finds the hook shot in here, though. That would be awesome.
That would be crazy. That'd be wacky. That'd be very Keysanity.
It would be.
There's another...
Yo, there's that capacity upgrade to hold those 10 arrows. I'm telling you, man.
Oh, and there's the big key to Thieves' Chest town. I messed up initially, so I rolled that.
It's okay, I did the same thing earlier. It's impossible to say.
Well, that's the thing, though, is Thieves' Town is a pendant, so... Do you go for it still?
Might have to eventually.
I'd assume, yeah, but when? And would Andy go there before going to Ice?
Oh, that's, what, 4 items? Since he's got the small key and the big key and the hammer.
Yeah. It's not even a green pendant, though. And if he... I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what he decides to do. He's still got plenty more Mire action to go. DT now going to be heading up and checking the 2 really obnoxious out-of-the-way left side chests.
I believe. I believe.
Dude, this could be...
Well, I believe.
There are
4th
only
item in the
2?
tracker. Here we go.
Did you know there are only 2 green rupees in the entire game in chess? That's a pretty big deal.
I call that bad luck, not a big deal, but you know, to each their own.
Wow, there's the gold sword. Andy already had gold. So, our 4 swords, one was in Death Mountain Prize Pack Cave.
Hey!
Eastern Palace Big Chest. Bonk Rocks and Mystery Mire. So I can't imagine DT missing the other two.
No, probably not.
So Gold Sword Silver's gonna make for an easy trip of the Gauntlet and Ganon. And there's our Quake Medallion for T-Rock. And there's the hook shot!
Yeah! Yes! Yes!
Are you kidding me?
I didn't see a single 4 in chat. Oh my god. Oh my god. Not a single 4 in chat.
Wow.
No one believed.
DT the legend.
No
Dude.
one believed.
What a legend. So...
That would be so huge if Andy wasn't a goddamn cheater.
Well, I mean, the thing is, like, when is Andy going to make the play into Swamp without the hook shot?
Exactly.
That's a really tough one to make, especially when you...
This race just got spicy again. I like it. I
especially
like it.
when you still have, like, crystal dungeons you could do, because he would probably rather go, like, check Ice Palace or something. Oh, man. Wow. You just can't predict that.
Soul.
So then. That one.
No respect. No respect.
The thing is, for DT, though, he still hasn't really found... Other than being able to finish this dungeon, like, he still needs to go to pod, though. So hopefully he finds a pod key or two to send him in that direction.
Oh. Yo! Look, dude, the predictions are on point with you tonight. That law of averages is really starting to pay off.
There's so many pod keys. But very nice victories fight from Andy. Getting a map, which at this point we don't need anymore. What else we got in Swamp? Still 2 more items to go. We got Fire Rod.
I'll give it up to Andy for that one. Vitreous fight with Silver Arrows is actually really tricky, so good work, Andy. Like, I'll give you credit for that one. That was good.
Dude, sometimes those eyeballs start rolling at you. You get nervous. You start shooting arrows in the wrong direction. Things happen. But not only did that hook shot allow DT to finish this dungeon, get a pod key, but he also walked away with a Fire Rod. So,
I'm telling you, man. This race is spicy, and Andy's going... Oh, man, he's going to Ice Palace.
Bombos Ice Play. Now, unfortunately... As opposed to, like, Tempered Gold, which would be one.
Unfortunately, what? You cut out. You said unfortunately.
Did I cut out again?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Discord.
You said unfortunately.
Unfortunately, he's gonna have to do this. He had to do the slow Argus, was what I was saying, because of the Master Sword situation.
Oh man, that was timing. Timing was perfect. Whew.
DT picking up his 3rd crystal. So,
I'm gonna go
crystal
pick up.
Counts, they're tied.
I'm gonna go get another beverage of a nondescript description. I'll be right back. Hopefully not cut out again.
No, I didn't cut out that time. I didn't finish my sentence.
I can't tell anymore. Not safe for me to leave.
All right, DT, go to pod, dude. It's the only thing you have left. Oh, well, he's got Fire Rod now, so he can go do Skull Woods, which is another Pyramid Fairy Crystal, so it's not a bad play. And when he does eventually go to Ice Palace, he'll be able to do it a little bit quicker having that Fire Rod in hand. Fire Rod plus Bombos plus half magic. So it's really going to come down... Well, there's a lot of things that it could come down to. Be curious to see when Andy eventually makes his way into the swamp area. I looked away and I came back and he was hovering, and I kind of was
what's new?
I was kind of half expecting it, so I didn't even like give it any attention or whatnot. So
he has plenty of bombs too. He's just showing off.
Maybe he doesn't know the bomb jump with the Pug Sprite. So.
Probably not.
Dude, bomb jumps are hard. So sometimes it's easier just to hover.
Really.
Apparently. I know I was being facetious. Patty.
I just.
Hey, now it's your turn.
I'm too
make
angry.
A prediction.
Make a prediction.
Make a funny prediction. What's
Andy
Andy gonna find in?
Oh.
Not like that.
you mean in the near future here?
Yes.
He's gonna see. I'm telling you, man. The game wants him to bomb jump. He's finding these bomb upgrades. This is gonna be the second green rupee right here. Boom! Called it.
Useless key. So his spell's not really having anything yet. Still got a bit of a ways to go. But here's the thing: because of his sequence breaking of Ice Palace, depending on when we find that Ice Palace big key, DT might be able to go mode it, depending on how he routes the rest of the seed. And that's kind of one of the... Dude, this dungeon is just full of capacity upgrades.
So Skull Woods.
Yeah, I will say, though, I gotta give, obviously, Andy overall has the better execution, and it doesn't help him also having the better sword upgrade and the boots. And there's a vanilla Ice Palace key. All right, well, we're in sequence again, so never mind.
I don't know. That didn't look like sequence to me.
It's fine. It's fine. Whatever. I'm over it. It's pretty spicy though.
So is Andy. Andy's over it too. He's not supposed to be, but he is.
Well, if the only thing we find in Ice Palace is the big key to Ice Palace, then,
Yeah. Ice Palace, very in this seed.
Speaking of... Good work.
That red mail coming in handy there.
For sure. Well, we find a heart container, but getting a Pyramid Fairy Crystal, 1 of 2. So, DT doing a lot of stuff, still need... There's another capacity upgrade. Can't deal with it. It's a dog outside. I can't deal with it.
Can't deal with it. It's absolutely undealable. That's smart though, because males in this game, for whatever reason, developers had a hell of a time programming spike traps. They just... Everything about them is just really messed up. They'll do a full heart damage no matter what male you have. So he was getting real close to Mothra there, giving him a few hugs instead of getting hit by spikes to preserve some health there, since he takes reduced damage from the big moth.
Yeah, it's...
So
if you wanna play a good game with like good Mothula, non-broken Mothula, you gotta play the Game Boy Advance version.
Oh, I thought you were going to say play Parallel Worlds.
Cold Stare, so...
Cold Stare, so? That's all I got out of that.
Andy finding the last T-Rock small key from Cold Stare, so...
So, there we go, okay.
The puzzle is complete. And DT finally going back to... Or, for the first time, going to Pod.
Finally going back.
Finally going back to this area. We'll be getting his mitts and his boots, so...
And he's got a key, so he might get more. Well, probably not. I doubt it. We'll see. It's a mystery.
Is this the swamp play?
It is. I don't know what else it'd be.
It isn't. It was. No, it's not.
Yeah, it's the tab. It might turn into the swamp play, though.
Yeah, I can't imagine him just checking the tablet.
I don't know, it's a spicy tablet, man. He just wants these 300 rupees. Get that quad-digit rupee count.
Yeah.
Put your pinky rings up to the moon. Who's thinking? I don't like it. I don't want him here. Get him out.
Well, as good as T-Rock is looking, you never really want to go up there without either fire or ice rod. So
It's true.
And at this point, he's kind of out of stuff to do. He could go back and do the rest of Thieves Town, but he's opting to dive this dungeon instead of that dungeon. Because at least he knows... Well...
Ooh, I like that bonk. That's a nice bonk. I actually haven't seen that before. I'm gonna be real with you.
Really?
Yeah, I've been around a while, but that's a new one. I like that.
I remember seeing that around the spring tournament. So it's been around for a while, but yeah, I remember the first time I saw it, I was like, because like, that's the thing is when you watch other people play, as opposed to just playing it yourself, you see people doing like cool moves or cool tactics, and you're like, I never thought of that.
That's my issue.
It's a minor time save, but it's like, I'll take it. Yeah,
I feel like that would only come up in a few situations routing-wise, though.
Yeah.
More often in Keysanity, for sure. Maybe that's why. I burned out, man. Too many hell randomizers, and then Keysanity came out, and I was like, I can't do this. I can't do this right now.
Yeah, that would do it, It's nice to, like, after playing so much Keysanity, to go back and play, like, a standard or an open, and then it still takes 2 hours to beat, and you're like, what did I do wrong to deserve this? Let's get this hammer jump from DT.
Ooh, very nice.
Ooh, big key to Skullwards. Who knows, that might lead to our Ice Rod or something. Of course, he's extremely out of sequence because of his single pod key that he owns. But who listens to key logic anyway? Yeah, that little advantage that DT had from his swamp play is about to be completely gone, as Andy is about to head to the left side. And we'll be doing it a little bit faster because he's had boots for, I don't know, like 30, 40 minutes maybe?
More like 50. Yeah. 40, 50.
Yeah. Well, that's the cool thing is during the credits, it lists like the time you were at when you get your first sword, when you get the boots.
And also the names of all of the randomizer developers. Thanks everybody for making such a great randomizer.
Yeah.
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 Oh man. Left or right first? What are we thinking?
It's always left.
Just want him to go right. Just go right. Sounded a little sarcastic. Dang, I need to try harder next time.
So we had a vanilla Ice Palace Big Key, which, by the logic, is required. And then we had a vanilla hookshot in Swamp, so that's fun.
I'm having a blast. This Keysanity's always a treat to watch because it's such a cluster, man. It's such a cluster.
Oh yeah.
You've no idea what's going on until it happens, and then it's like, oh man, oh, such a good time. You having a good time?
Yeah.
That sounded sincere. That sounded very sincere. I'm happy to hear you're having a good time, Willard.
Keysanity is really fun to watch, and I think it's really fun to play casually. I personally don't think it works for competitive style stuff, just because of how much of a variant there is in like checking one chest over another, or one key difference.
So are you telling me that the randomizer is a little too random for competitive variants?
For this game mode, yes. I do.
That's good. That's good. Well, we're
But-
a little deep in the tournament for that feedback, but hey.
I've been saying it after every one of my
Noted.
races. So
That's fair.
my opinion is been known for a while.
I agree.
But
it's fun watching him play, anyways.
oh, for sure, yeah. Andy picking up his fire rod now, so he at this
Yeah.
point is just an ice rod away.
You gotta wonder what's going through Andy's mind right now after taking so long to get to Swamp Palace to find the hook shot and the fire rod. Is he thinking, God, I love pugs so much? Or is he thinking, man, I could use another gallon of soup? You never know.
I was just about to say that. Well,
Look at DT going through this hook shot cave with the hook shot, using the hook shot to get over those gaps that you can only get over with the hook shot. It's good to see that. There's that
Yeah.
Ganon's Tower big key.
so yeah, DT now is a whole ice palace and a whole mire behind, and at the same time, he's still missing that tempered sword that's at Bonk Rocks. And it looks like he's going to be heading over to do Spike Cave.
I have a feeling he's not going to remember. Well, he just got the boots, didn't he?
Yeah.
I was
Just
thinking, like, we're so far into this race, he's not going to remember Bonk Rocks, but he literally just got, God. It's so weird. Maybe he'll remember it. I hope
So
he does.
at this point, do you just go for the T-Rock play and hope that Ice Rod is in there? It looks like Andy's going to go ahead and do Skull Woods first. I wonder...
Ice Palace, the
That's
Ice
a-
Rod dive before checking everything else that they need to do anyways before going up there. Like, you got to think that they would want to check all the other dungeons first before heading up to T-Rock without the Ice Rod.
Yeah.
Like, there's
I
no
don't know.
reason. There's no reason to go up there early at this point when they can do so many different dungeons. Can they do all the dungeons before going to T-Rock? I think they can.
Yeah, we're still missing some pod keys as well. Well, Andy's up to 4, but to full clear it, you technically need 6. And
I was really hoping he was going to get knocked in that pit there. That would have been hilarious. Oh, what are you doing, Beetle? Try harder next time.
maybe you should pay him more.
What? Me pay anything or anyone to make Andy lose? what a far-fetched and silly idea
Crazy
you
thing.
presented. That
Definitely
would
isn't.
never, ever happen, ever. Can I get a exclamation HUD shovel in chat, please? Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what Andy decides to do, as well as what DT decides to do next.
Well, after Skull Woods, he just has Turtle Rock left, right? Just go Turtle Rock.
Yeah,
I can't imagine Andy doing anything besides the, I hope, Ice Rod is in Turtle Rock dive at this point, considering they have a million keys for it.
yeah. They have a ton of. He has a ton of keys for it, as well as there are a lot of items in T-Rock, including Mimic Cave.
Yep.
So there's a very good chance of that. Interesting that DT's deciding to go ahead and check Castle Tower as opposed to like diving right into Myers to see
Anything
what's
else.
there. So
He has Bombus. He has the hook
Mhm.
shot. He has Fire Rod.
he
He
has.
has the cane. That's odd.
But at the same time, his Master Sword was a lot later, so he's probably thinking that. And Castle Tower Key was pretty early as well. So he's
Maybe
probably
hoping
thinking
for a
that, like,
sword.
yeah, or maybe he's thinking that he's behind and that, you know,
Big
he
gamble.
needs that, or that Andy's already been here and probably got something useful.
You got that red croissant. Get that
Super
blue,
useful.
white, and red croissants. Do you get it? That's why I call them croissants, because it's blue, white, and red, and they look like croissants. Croissants are French.
Do they? No,
Does that not look like a croissant to you?
I'm sorry. I'll let you have this one. I think it looks like a croissant. Patty.
No, you don't.
I just
You
said I
can't
did.
say, I'll let you have this one and then agree. That's like the emptiest agreement of all time.
I don't know what you're
I
talking about.
mean, I'll let you have this one.
I don't know. Anyway, we're gonna get a Pyramid Fairy check, which is 2 more items. So Andy just grabbed a few things before making that dive into T-Rock, which I agree with. It's gonna be interesting if it ends up being like somewhere in Thieves Town, like the second half of Thieves Town.
That and I just imagine Link running around throwing croissants at monsters. It's just an amusing image to me.
Can we get like an actual croissant resprite for the boomerang? I'm sure it's possible. Extremely possible.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I can't do it, but maybe.
I really like Andy's use of doing damage boost to be able to dash with the bombs.
V-boost action. Yeah, it's nice.
Any way to save a couple seconds here and there. All right, Ice Rod, are you in here or not? Nope.
Yo, the Ice Rod!
Wow,
Wait.
both items from Dark Palace.
Oh, DT, come on. You can't have a room like that after oh, man. That's a shame.
Yeah, he doesn't have sword, he did have sword beams, did he?
Next time.
I need to pick up the Kana Samaria usage that Andy did, because that was pretty clean.
Alright, I'll tell you how to do it. You put a Kana Samaria block in the middle, and then you press Y again.
Cool. All right, I'll make sure to tune into your next stream so I can see you demonstrate it for me live.
Alright, dude.
All right, cool.
I'll show you how to dupe items in Dark Souls. That's what we're talking about, right?
Dude, I still need to finish that game. But anyway, Andy now going to be heading up to Catfish for, I think it was just $100. Yeah, called it. And,
not surprising. I miss the old days of Randomizer when Desirect was the only one doing it, and Catfish was guaranteed to have a, quote, key item to move forward. Can't tell you how many times that Catfish spit out a hook shot at me.
Dude, I had
the good old days.
He had Mir in my tourney race today, so
That's not bad.
Which is funny because most of the time you want to save going to Catfish until
you get the mirror, exactly.
But
that's rare. I very, very rarely have seen anything useful from Catfish in the last year of Randomizer, honestly.
It's rare.
In fact, I would wager that I've gotten nothing useful from Catfish in a long time.
What about a bomb capacity upgrade?
Clearly, Willard, I wouldn't have said never got anything useful if I had gotten a bomb capacity upgrade from Catfish. Okay?
Alright, just checking.
Tisk.
Alright, so we know there's nothing in the back here, but Andy does have a few extra keys, so if it ends up being at Helmassar or this is Green Pendant, so it could very well be at Sahasrara. Where is that Ice Rod? That's the last thing we're looking for. It's not there. We'll have to ask Andy about it. Because I don't know. We'll have to ask what was going through his mind when he was at this point. Because this is so classic open mode, standard mode, where the last thing you need is Ice Rod.
Yeah.
So, and you have all these other options. Why he chose to do this over Thieves Town.
I wonder if that's just coincidence or if that's part of the logic where you don't need Ice Rod until pretty much the very end of the game. So it just doesn't show up for a while.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things because it only leads to one thing. Because it's only used for one thing.
That's fair.
Since it's just used for Trinex. Which is why Keysanity is, for the most part, for a lot of players, feels like you're looking for 5 or 6 Ice Rods. Because the big keys, you kind of become the new Ice Rods in Keysanity. Because a lot of times you just need them just to beat the boss. So. Alright, Andy, what are you going to do now? You going to kill Helma? You going to go check this one chest?
Die. Sorry, did I hold down push to talk for that? I apologize.
He's got a lot of hearts, Patty. How would you advise him to do that?
Hug a lot of enemies.
Just go hug Ganon.
Maybe they're just misunderstood.
Everybody needs hugs. Everybody deserves hugs.
Exactly. Multiple, repetitive, over and over again hugs.
Even the enemies made of fire or sharp blades.
See, what if you were made of fire or sharp blades? Wouldn't you crave a hug, knowing that you could never have one?
Why, yes, Patty, I would.
Why, yes, that is something I would indeed crave if I were made out of fire or sharp blades. Thank you for asking this very personal question. I appreciate it. It's the simple things, man. I can't tell you going from just doing NMG stuff. I'm talking way back. Just doing NMG stuff to like having the Cane of Samaria in Palace of Darkness and just plopping a block down on that block and not having to push the statue. It's one of the most satisfying things, and it's just so simple. It's so simple. It's just boop. Oh.
The one in Skullwood, so you don't have to push the statue onto the Switch.
Yes, that's another one.
It's just sometimes I'll change my routing just because I have an early Cane of Samaria to like go to Skull. I'm like, well, I'm doing this now. I can do it for fun. I can do it real quick. So
good, man. So good.
And,
oh, he hit the Lonely Turtle with Samaria block.
What a jerk!
Andy's he's heartless, man. Anything for the victory, right, Andy? God.
Probably mad about that gold sword.
For England, Andy. You like that GoldenEye reference? I did.
It's a good one. It's a good game. Takes me back.
Yeah, it's a good movie too.
That is true.
I would argue it's the only, or one of the only, legitimately good movie video game adaptations. There are very few. Very, very few, and that one's solid.
What about the first Resident Evil movie? Would that be...
That was the other way around. That was a video game to movie adaptation.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Kind of. Not really.
Can we get an Odd Job sprite in the game? Because that'd be great. And the boomerang or his hats.
He's just... It would be like, you know how Link's like head and body are like kind of separate sections of sprite? Like the body would be the entire Odd Job sprite, and then where the head would be is just like the bowler hat.
I want that now. I want that to exist. I
kind of do too.
Well, Andy not really getting anything out of his visit to Pod. We're going to find out if Sahasrara is holding on to that ice rod. Otherwise, you got to be feeling like T-Rock is holding that ice rod at this point.
Oh, yeah. You know what would be interesting, though, is if we don't see a Dark Palace dive from DT here. But he is missing Ice Palace still, so he's still got a little bit of ground to catch up on.
Yeah.
Depending on where the ice rod is.
Pod was a bust.
Yeah. Is there really any other option besides Turtle Rock at this point? I'm racking my brain.
Thieves Town.
Thieves, that's right. That's right.
I think that's it, actually.
He's going for it, though. Andy's just going straight up. It's a probability game at this point. You got, what, 4 chests he didn't check in Thieves, and I don't even know how many in Turtle Rock at this point. There are quite a few.
Yeah, it's quite a bit. You know, I think it was one of those, like, he probably just had a 50-50. It's like, all right, I'm either going to do Pod or Thieves, and if it doesn't have it, then I'm just going to go straight to T-Rock. And,
oh yeah, Skullwood's big chest. That's a good point. Chad is doing our jobs for us.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one.
Thank you, Chad.
Now here's the thing: if Ice Rod isn't in T-Rock,
in Thieves Town, I'm just trying to finish your thought because you cut out. If Ice Rod,
why does it keep doing that?
I don't know. If Ice Rod isn't in Turtle Rock and DT checks Thieves Town or Skullwood's big chest, and that's where it is before Andy has time to get back, we could even things up or maybe put DT ahead, depending.
It's so funny because so many times in the tournament we've seen people go into G Tower without the big key and full clear the basement just to like leave and go find it later. But now we're doing it with the Ice Rod, which is hour and 35.
You cut out again. I'm dying. I'm dying because it keeps happening at like the exact right moment to just be like a cliffhanger. Like, what was he gonna say? Oh my god.
Alright, I'll be right back. I'm gonna restart Discord.
Okay. Oh my goodness. I am having a giggle fit right now. Oh man. Whew! Alright, DT just heading through Ice Palace here. We've seen all these capacity upgrades. Definitely needed to get to the end of the game, so it's a good thing he's checking these chests now. We're going to see a few chests here from Andy. Of course, looking for that ice rod. That's the last missing piece of the puzzle. If he finds it, then it's pretty much, barring just the worst gameplay of all time, game over. But for my sake, and for the stream's sake, we're hoping for a longer stream, a longer race, a closer race. So we're hoping that Ice Rod is either in Thieves Town, or in that Skullwood's big chest that they got the key for a little later on there.
All right, let's hope this fixes it at least slightly. Sorry about that, guys.
Hey, no worries. I got it covered. I talked about all the Ice Rod locations and everything. Little update going on.
Sweet, dude.
I picked up my slack. I had a little bit of pertinent commentary there. I zoned in. Now that you're back, I can just go full idiot again. So thank you, and welcome back.
Thank
you. So I'm not super keen on exactly how Keysanity works. Is this one of the randomizers where you can get the Ganon's Tower before you have all 7 crystals?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so, so I didn't mention that.
Yeah. The only time that really happens is if you have G-Tower unlocked, but you're missing, like, the Fire Rod or
Mario,
the bow.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, something
Gotcha.
yeah. Nope. We must go further. Where is that Ice Rod?
So, yeah, that was definitely me crossing the wires in my brain and thinking about those entrance randomizers. They updated it to have Ganon and Ganon Tower thrown in there as well.
Yeah, I've been enjoying the Crossworlds one, which you spend a lot of time in the Dark World, in like without the Moon Pearl. I've noticed, which is a lot of fun. Yeah, so basically, as soon as we see that Ice Rod and T-Rock, that's pretty much GG. There's no other way to it.
Yep. That was one of the things I explained in my 2 minutes of clarity.
Well, I was just speaking to myself then, so please,
hey, no,
please disregard.
You're speaking to the community at large, and I'm glad you are. We're happy to have you here, Willard. Can I get a hot 1 in chat if you're happy Willard's on the mic?
Can you get a hot 2 in chat if you're not happy that I'm on the mic? No, I'm kidding. Please don't. I need this. Wow!
Oh, snap.
Let's see, 1 and a 2, Patty. Still no Ice Rod, but another pod key.
Oh my god, look at these ones, man. Look at these ones rolling in. Drowning in ones.
I see a majority of 1s, so I'm going to ignore the ones that aren't 1s. Thank you, guys. Alright, DT picks up his second to last crystal, so now will he go straight to T-Rock?
I hope he doesn't, and I hope Andy doesn't find the route. He's running out of options. There's 4 left.
And Andy
4 chests.
Just picked up the Tower of Hera small key for that Tower of Hera basement.
Mm-hmm.
Gross.
That could be the biggest crank of all time.
I know DT's got to be feeling behind at this point, so he's gonna go straight for it. He's feeling it.
Andy, quit swinging your sword. It's annoying.
It's making it go faster. Actually, it's probably lagging the room a little bit.
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
The tiniest of
making those little sparkles appear. We got a map, big time there. Ooh, Skull Woods.
Still going.
Last couple of the mirror shield. He can finally do the laser room.
And
he's out of there, dude. He's out. Okay, you gotta. Okay, Is he going to Thieves? Or is he going to go to Tower Hera?
This might be a Tower of Hera play. Because if he's going out this way, he's going to keep his Dark World portal so he can get back to it. I think.
Yeah, that's smart.
Yeah,
that's
what
smart.
it's looking like.
That's smart.
Now, DT, what are you doing? Now that we know the Ice Rod's not in here, that's kind of still going to be unfortunate for DT because now his skipping of stuff isn't going to. It caught him up a little bit.
A little bit.
But we take those. We take every little second we can get. So
I think the only way he could really catch up at this point is if he went through Turtle Rock and got out and decided not to do Tower of Hera if Ice Rod isn't here. I can't really think of any other way. And even then, that's not a whole lot of time.
Yeah. Honestly, the only thing that could have possibly helped DT is if he had gone to Thieves Town or something.
Right.
And it was in there. Because now he's a whole T-Rock, like a T-Rock full clear minus the boss behind. And that's a lot of time.
Very, very large amount of time.
And of course, we know that the pedestal doesn't have anything other than a Castle Tower small key, which of course we don't need since there's nothing on Lumberjack Cave. So
the adversary we are going to lull as well if Blind has it. Don't you worry.
Now, when did we get that Thieves Town big key? Was that?
It was pretty.
I want to say it was in
late.
It was in. Well, there's also the Skull Woods big chest as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was in Ice or Mire, one of the two.
Sounds right.
It's not here. Oh, this is when the game just gets really frustrating. You never want to play it again.
Yeah, that sounds about right. But I don't know anything about that.
Well, at this point, it's not even like it's not about skill anymore. It's just about luck. Who's got better luck?
So we're definitely.
No, at the same time,
play.
You know, the difference in skill allows you to kind of have a bigger lead, so you can full clear pod and get nothing and just stuff like that. So
right.
Skullwood's big chest.
Is there anywhere else it could be besides Skullwoods or Thieves Town?
I think that's all we have left.
They checked Lumberjack Cave. Yeah, they did check Lumberjack. It wasn't there.
Yeah, I think we've seen everything at this point. And it's not here.
All right. So DT has got to get down to the bottom here and go straight to Thieves Town. And even then, he's going to be behind. All right, so what we really need here for a closer race is like a hot dozen or so deaths from Andy in a row. I'd be okay with that.
We generally don't like to wish ill will upon our runners, Patty. But
who's we?
Everyone but you.
There you go.
All right, cool. Glad we made that clear. All right, so what part of Thieves Town, dude? If it's actually at Blind, that'd be hilarious.
I would love that. Just the full clear.
But yeah, here's the thing. Even after DT goes through all this and finds nothing, he still has like King's Tomb and Bonk Rocks to go check.
That's true.
He might go back to Pod.
Oh yeah, you didn't do Bonk Rocks.
Yeah, that's where our gold sword is, I think.
Yep.
If I recall correctly. Is it here? It's not. We go deeper.
I believe in the blind.
Well, all we got left is the big chest, the chests in the maiden cell, and then blind.
1 in 3 chance, man. I'd go to Vegas on those odds. I
Yeah,
just want to go to
skip.
Vegas.
Just skip. Just
time we brought it up.
skip the next 2 chests and just go straight to the fight. Good idea.
Come on, 1 in 3. Yo, 1 in 2. 1 in 2. Here we go.
Wow, this is actually a full clear for Andy. That's gotta
It
feel
might be.
awful.
It might be. Come on. Come on. Big money, big money, big money, big money. Yes! Yes! Yes!
Oh, man.
Wouldn't it be just a treat if Ray Charles didn't actually have the ice rod and we just got thrown for the biggest loop of all time and we just sit here racking our brains thinking, where?
Dude, I had that happen to me in my race today because it came down to farming rupees for Zora, and I'm like, if he doesn't drop what I'm looking for, then I am going to be very scared that I missed something. But we're going to find out here in a matter of seconds. It is...
There it is! There it is!
46 minutes, 20-odd seconds. Andy picks up his 3rd pendant. GG's. You'll be able to now go check the pedestal. I mean,
Right.
Ice Rod to go do T-Rod, yeah.
I would love.
You might as well go check the
pedestal
pedestal.
check.
Just go ahead and do it. Come on.
I feel like whenever I played this and I ended up getting all 3 pendants, even if I didn't need to go to pedestal, I went to pedestal just out of spite.
It's like, you made me get these, I'm gonna go ahead and get them.
Yep. Even if you know what's on pedestal, you just go do it anyways.
A lot of times you'll see players just go ahead and blind pull, even if they have the book. Because they're like, I did all this, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. And DT is now checking some of the other missed locations. Let's see if he ends up going back to Thieves Town anytime soon, before diving pod again, or checking Skullwoods.
It's not gonna be a completely full clear because Andy only needs 1 small key from Ganon's tower, and he might even get it from the Trinex drop potentially. So he might not even need to go to the basement, and that's a lot of chests down there.
Yeah. Well, fortunately, he'll probably, because there's always that mini helmet star that's holding a small key. You can just kill that on the way up the gauntlet. So I doubt we'll see. We'll see a 0 out of 27 chests on Andy's side, I'm sure. Oh, and DT's going right into Thieves. Of course, now he still has, a good chunk of Thieves Town behind him, or to go to catch up to Andy. But at this point, and I just ate my words, he's going to go do the blacksmiths instead, which, it's a fair choice. It's a tough call to make, honestly. Nobody wants to do a pendant dungeon.
I always enjoyed the Light World dungeon music. More so than the Dark World dungeon music. I don't know why. It feels like exploration more than fear, I guess.
Yeah, it's
kind of got that what are you gonna find?
Mystery,
yeah.
As opposed to spooky dark rooms and all that.
It's more of a what's gonna happen than a you're gonna frickin' die, noob.
Mothula's gonna kill you.
Might as well start crying now.
Yeah, that's kind of the fun part as well with Keysanity is, part of the whole is the fact that all the Dark World or the dungeon music is all randomized because, in the normal mode it's the crystal dungeons are all the Dark World music and the pendant dungeons are all the Light World music, but in Keysanity it's all randomized since you don't know what they are. So
or you could do a full enemy randomizer and get that hot fortune teller theme in all the dungeons. Ooh, dong 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 dong. It doesn't get an.
Can you imagine listening to that for like the entirety of a Ganon's Tower, like a full clear Ganon's Tower? Speaking of, look, Patty, you did the thing.
Did I do the thing? I did the thing.
You got a small key.
We ain't touching the basement tonight, baby.
Nope. We ain't killing no mini homestars either. Yeah, with that, Andy gets his final crystal. Really nice Tranix fight. Pretty easy to do when you have Gold Sword as well. Zero cycle and whatnot. And he'll be heading into G Tower right now. Well, in a couple screens. And it's right up the gauntlet, so we'll definitely be seeing a sub 2 from him.
Maybe. Maybe.
Maybe. When you're sitting at 16 hearts, red mail, mirror shield, gold sword, I think he also has a fairy in a bottle, and a blue potion. I think I'd be pretty comfortable. I'd be pretty set. Now, if this was like Master Sword Silverless, then that'd be interesting, but no.
Are you saying this isn't interesting, Willard? I'm interested.
This is pretty cool, I guess.
What about the people watching that are interested, Willard?
They're pretty cool, I guess.
It's a lot of guessing, Willard.
Well, that's part of Randomizer.
That's all of Randomizer. I literally just texted my buddy, who doesn't know anything about A Link to the Past or Randomizer, who's watching this right now. And he asked, what's going on, basically. And my literal explanation, I can read it out. The game is randomized in the same way, so it's basically a race to see who can guess their way through first.
That's a pretty good, straightforward explanation. I'm Patty's friend. What's his name? Can we give him a shout out?
Jose.
Hi, Jose. I even looked at my webcam despite it not being on, and I'm not streaming. So, it was sincere, Jose.
No, his name's actually Ryan.
Same thing. Anyway, Andy heading up the gauntlet, making short work, making quick work, making his way through.
It's almost like he's done the gauntlet just a few times.
I mean, he's kind of got it pretty easy with the equipment he has, so he doesn't even really have to try going up the gauntlet. It has nothing to do with skill. It's all the equipment. Don't tell him I said that.
I wager pushing on 10,000. Like the amount of times he's been through the gauntlet.
That sounds about right.
Not even an exaggeration. Like, super straight up, probably pushing 10,000 between loading states for practice and just runs in general. A ridiculous amount of time.
It's pretty good. I like the nice little fire rod dash there.
Take that as a lesson, chat. If you're thinking, dang, I could never be this good at A Link to the Past, literally all it takes is doing it 10,000 times.
Better get cracking.
Just as good. What's that mean? Ain't nobody got time for that?
Nice bonk, Andy.
God.
He rarely does anything wrong, so I gotta take what I can get. Speaking of doing something wrong, I was
Yes! 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 Eat it, Andy! Oh my god, so satisfying. All right, we're good. I can stop being mad at him now. That's all I wanted. That's all I've ever wanted. Round two. Do it. Do it. Do it. Way to go, buddy. You made it. I'm proud of you.
Dropping bombs along the way. And an extra bonk. You must be upset.
What a champion.
Yeah, this seed was kind of awful.
Trash garbage.
Can't imagine feeling good full clearing a game. And it not being 100% category. Yeah, DT's now going to be heading back in to go take out Try next, and then he'll be in the G Tower as well. Let's see this Aga 2 fight for Andy. It's not a very good pattern. That's a blue ball. That's a 0.
I think the main thing that did it was just that routing difference between Andy and DT with Palace of Darkness.
Yeah.
Just having the boots way before DT did, as well as the mitts, just to make things easier to get around the overworld. As well as open up a few places.
But it's, at the same time, it's like, how do you predict? Not many times will you go into pod, or see players go into pod with 0 keys, so that was a really good call by Andy there. And
I would say suspicious, but good. Good is another word that I would use.
Stop, he's already dead.
I told you he would need those bombs, man.
Good thing I got all those capacity upgrades, not by choice. Dude, was that really a 7-cycle Aga? That's pretty good.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
It's not bad. We take, you know, take what you can get.
I know I've done worse.
Gold Sword's gonna make this as free of a fight as Vitreous. Gold Sword plus silvers.
You gotta be thinking at this point that Andy is just freaking out, considering there hasn't been a dot done from DT and that he's full cleared this game.
Yeah,
I know I would be.
Oh yeah.
Maybe he's not because he has a computer for a brain and is like, oh no, DT is probably going through the same thing I did. But I know I would be like, how is he not done? How have I done this much and I'm still not losing? But they both went through the same crap.
Yeah, the thing is, I don't think DT never actually went back into pod. So, but yeah, that initial pod play. I'd be interested to see how the seed would have played out had DT made the same play, pod or Eastern into pod. All right, 4 arrows to put him down. Gonna get that beautiful sub 2. A sub 2 in Keysanity is just as good. It's good stuff.
Yeah, it's alright.
That's pretty good. Nothing to brag about, but that's gonna do it. Both runners taking out bosses at the exact same time. Unfortunately, Andy taking out the main one, the big pig, and walking through that door, gonna be finishing first place.
The big pig. I love it.
First place at the time of 1 hour 58 minutes. So GG's to Andy. He'll be moving on into the bracket stages at 5-0.
Well done, Andy.
And we'll go ahead and get him on in here. And you know, I know DT, you know, probably thinking, oh man, I got Andy. There's no way, you know, it's going to be really hard for me to win. So despite how the seed played out, he's probably still feeling relatively good at the fact that it's like, oh, you know, Andy finished raise, I'm entering G Tower. So that's still
it was
something to give credit for. So
DT made a lot of really good gambles. It's just that gamble with Palace of Darkness just happened to pay off that much more.
Yeah. Generally,
like the Swamp Palace one was really good. Going straight to Thieves Town, that was just a good guess, not really a good gamble, I'd say.
Yeah.
Not doing Tower of Hera, wicked smart.
If he had gone into Thieves Town before climbing up T-Rock, it would have been completely different.
Yep.
It would have been really close, actually. But that's a really tough play to make when you could potentially find Ice Route up there. But yeah, it's really hard to come back from someone having boots almost 30, 40 minutes before you. It doesn't, you know, it does add up over time. So let's see if we can get our winner in for a chat. He's not in the Discord yet, so he's probably heating up some more soup.
Sorry, I can't join the Discord call. I'm eating dinner.
Give me 1 minute. Oh, man. Well, guys, I hope you liked that race. That was a good one. It was really good.
Yeah.
Hookshot.
I'm
Hookshot,
excited.
left side swamp. Like,
I'm excited to see some high quality gauntlet action right now. I'm not gonna lie to you.
yeah.
Ooh, these swipes didn't miss a single input there. That was sick.
And half magic, opting to switch to the fire rod, which
Smart.
it's nice because it kills these little Stalfos.
DT making a lot of
Pretty
plays,
quick.
and he's got that fire rod out for the ice room. That Stalfos that walks across. Fire rod does quick work of that because that fire sprite sits on the pot when you throw it out, and then generally the Stalfos will walk it. See, right there, there it is.
That's weird how that looks, how that works sometimes.
Oh yeah, it's super janky, but
I had
smart play, taking the fire
I had a
rod
really janky kill in the first room in Meyer with the Wizrobes, where I shot a fire rod and it just took out the Wizrobe who was several tiles away, and it made no sense.
I love how the because I do too. I consider the Wizrobe room to be the first room of Meyer. Like you don't even count the little hallway with the bots and the jump or the hook shot. You just don't even count it as the first room. And I'm the same way.
Yeah,
It's just interesting.
it's the first room that matters
It's true.
for the most part.
It's more like it's like the foyer.
Yeah, basically. All right, let's pull Andy
Care
in.
about the entryway.
Let's make fun of him.
Andy.
Hey, Patty.
Hey, Andy.
GG.
GG.
How'd you feel
Go ahead.
full clear in that game?
I mean, it happens sometimes. I feel like all my decisions were really good.
They were.
And then the game was just like, no, we're gonna put Ice Rod on blind.
We saw you checking out a couple extra locations before just making the T-Rock play. Were you kind of doing like a I'll do one or the other? So you chose Pod over Thieves Town, or
Pod had 8 things left for me, including the green pendant. So I didn't feel comfortable just going straight to Turtle Rock because it would have been like a little worse than a 50-50 Ice Rod being there. But then once I cleared Pod, didn't get anything. I got Skull was big key, so that made it like a 12 to 5 odd of Ice Rod being in Turtle Rock. So I was like, okay, I'm okay with this, and then it didn't pay off. But I was really hoping it was going to be
Clearly it didn't pay off.
Terror Basement would have been really cool. But
yeah, because you could have set up the portal just to hop back down and go right back into Laser Bridge.
yeah.
Yeah, it was a crazy race. DT, you guys were both. DT had an unfortunate death in Mini Moldering Cave, which kind of set him back a little bit, including getting that late Master Sword in Eastern Palace. And then when you guys finally both got Dark World access, DT just went back to Eastern, but he didn't make the pod dip like you did, so he missed the mitts and boots for a very long time.
Okay.
He did, however, make the much earlier Swamp Palace play and got the hookshot and fire rod.
Andy didn't take 7 cycles to kill Aghanim.
Also true.
Yeah, that Aghanim fight was fantastic.
That was something special. I'm glad I witnessed it. Thank
I
you
got
for that, Jen.
owned. It would have been real good if I hadn't gotten owned in like the second phase, because like I hit myself with the blue ball and then thus could not hit any of the yellow shots back at him. And so I was like, well, this is the kind of fight it's gonna be, I guess. All right.
It's the worst when you hit yourself with that blue ball. I know that feel. That was fun though. That was pretty close for a long time, pretty much until that pod dive you made. Suspiciously.
Yeah, we were
watching you.
after DT got the hookshot, and you were checking pod and doing all this stuff while he was finishing up Ice Palace and whatnot. We were wondering if he was gonna like go for a crazy play because he probably was feeling really far behind. So had he gone into Thieves
That's
Town,
not how Ganon works, DT. I'm sorry, go ahead.
it's fine. It would have been interesting to had he gone like straight into Thieves Town or whatnot. How close it would have been, because he skipped Terror Basement. He didn't go back and finish pod. Is there anything else he skipped? I think that was it.
There really wasn't much else to check.
Yeah.
You ever go to Bonk Rocks? Oh yeah, clearly he has the butter sword.
But yeah, late boots, late mitts, and late swords for DT. Definitely cost him quite a bit of time.
And early cheating for Andy.
That GT big key and hookshot game.
That was funny. I actually got really lucky. My ice play, like in my head, I was like, unless I find Fire Rod or something in Ice Palace, I'm not going to Turtle Rock because I refuse to go to Turtle Rock without the Fire Rod and the Ice Rod and the hookshot. If I had found like any one of those things, I guess if I had found Fire, Ice Rod, and Ice, I would have gone to Turtle Rock before Swamp.
Yeah, that makes sense. That'd be kind of a silly... It'd be a wacky play. It'd be a very Keysanity-esque play to go into T-Rock without those things, but it's a good thing you didn't, because 2 of them were sitting in Swamp. But how do you just can't prepare for a hookshot in Swamp.
No.
So, I don't know if your Discord cut out for that, Willard, but I 100% called hookshot being in Swamp. Like, 100%.
We'll have to go back and roll the we'll roll the tape.
You roll all the tapes you want, man. I totally called it, and no one in chat believed me. I said, I counted out. I was like 1, 2, 3, 4. Hookshot is the 4th item in the tracker. Can I get a 4 in chat if you believe that hookshot would be in Swamp? And not a single person put a 4 in chat. Not a single one. And then bam!
It must have cut out then, because I also didn't hear that. But I did see you typing 4 in chat. I'm like, what is he doing? Are we losing him?
Unreal, man. Unreal.
Yeah, DT finishing up 2nd place with a time of 2:05:23, which, that's only 7 minutes. That's not bad at all. Overall, yeah, especially in Keysanity, because of just how much a seed can vary depending on one different choice, or one extra key. So. We'll see if he wants to pop in here. But yeah, Andy, moving on. Bracket stages. You get to play more Keysanity.
Woo!
Woo!
I actually like Keysanity a lot. It fits my play style really well.
A full clearing?
Guessing better than everyone else?
No, just like stringing together, getting items all at once. I'm really good at like on the fly, just grouping random crap together.
Please, Andy, tell us about how good you are at everything. We love hearing you talk about how great you are. Please continue on. What else are you good at? Are you good at eating soup for 2 hours?
I'm really good at cheating, apparently.
Clap it! It's proof!
Clap!
But we do welcome In the Name of DT to chat. GG, dude. That was a fun race to watch. How are you feeling overall?
Well, I still haven't really gotten past the first 30 minutes or so of whatever game I thought I was playing that looked like A Link to the Past, but kept like killing me and stuff.
Yeah, that early mini Molten Cave death cost a bit of time. Missing that.
That sounded like a pretty good descriptor of A Link to the Past to me.
I don't know what I'm playing.
I don't know what I'm playing. It keeps killing me and stuff.
But yeah, so we kind of narrowed it down to what the biggest like difference between the two of you guys was when you guys finally did have Dark World access, and Andy put off Eastern for a while until he was able to get that bow and had the big key. So, but he went and he set up the pod portal and then did Eastern and then dived pod. So he dived pod without any keys, but picked up the mitts and the boots.
Oh, wow,
37 minutes in.
Yeah, that'll offer a pretty good advantage.
Yeah, I got those bad boys pretty early.
And then he took those bad boys and decided to full clear the entire game minus G Tower. So
literally everything except for G Tower.
We were really hoping, as Andy was going through Turtle Rock and we started realizing that it was becoming more and more clear that Ice Rod might not be there, we were really hoping that you would just take the biggest gamble and start looking for the Ice Rod somewhere else besides Turtle Rock, but then you just went straight for Death Mountain. We were like, no.
Yeah, part of me actually considered just hitting Thieves Town because I still had the blacksmith and the purple chest stuff right there. So that alone was a pretty dense area. Hey, I guess that's just one of those things. If that had happened, maybe it would have been a different outcome. But
It's the way the cookie crumbles, man.
that it is.
I think if I hadn't done Smith or Purple Chest, I probably would have done Thieves Town before Turtle Rock. But I don't know.
And
I
we
did-
never will.
Nope. I was pretty disappointed in the second pod trip, though. Giving me absolutely nothing.
There were so few double dips. So few. I wanted.
Yeah.
Willard said there'd be 20.
I
20
lied.
between the two of you.
I mean, I think I gave you about 3 into Desert. Does that help?
That's true. You did.
Oh, yeah.
You did walk along that sand a little bit there.
Yeah. And I don't know what I was thinking the second time I went in there. I just felt so far behind after getting the Eastern Big Key so late that when I finally got the Desert Small Key, like, hey, let's just go there because that's 2 free chests. And then I realized, crap, I have 1 bomb and that's my only offense.
Sometimes when you play Randomizer and you just get that idea in your head of like, I just want to get this stuff out of the way. You just sit there and do it until it's done. And it's super time consuming, but I completely get it where you're just like, no, I'm doing Desert Palace. I came here. I wanted to do it. I did half of it. I'm doing it.
Yeah, it's sometimes it's pretty easy to autopilot, and you don't even really think about like what's actually a more or like the more logical play or whatnot. But at the same time, it's Keysanity. Anything can happen. Like, how do you prepare for a hook shot in Swamp? How do you
yeah.
prepare for
I
mitts and
believe.
boots in in Pod, and you could get them without any pod keys? Like, you can't.
DT,
You
I just
really
want
can't.
you to know that when you're going through Swamp Palace the whole time, I was saying, I believe in the Swamp Palace hookshot. I believe the whole time that it happened, man. I was the only one, and it happened.
Well,
And I was hoping that would be the turn of the tide. But
I guess I'm glad my reaction time's pretty good because I was all set to jump off that ledge as soon as I got the hook shot.
I sat there for like a second and was like, all right, game.
It's always fun to be watching, and you can actually see your all's reactions in the game, like getting the Ice Palace Big Key in Ice Palace. You just kind of stop there and you're like, oh, okay, because you're waiting for the text box so you can
Right.
mash it, and it doesn't show up. You're like, oh, okay, well, let me play the game. Yeah, that was a really great race. A lot
really
of
good race.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
Really-
Yeah, the big difference. One of the bigger differences, Andy got the boots at 37 minutes, and DT got them at an hour and 14. So that's a lot of frame saving overall. But GG's to both you guys for putting on such a great show. Of course.
GG. I'd really like the tournament seeds to not give me another 0 pod key dip to get progression.
Where's the fun in that if that doesn't happen? Come on.
That's the second time now.
I'll be sure to keep the tissues by my bed so I can cry for you tonight, Andy.
Thank you, Patrick.
Anything for you, man. Anything for you.
Alrighty, guys. Well, that is going to do it for us here on Speed Gaming for this Keysanity race. Thank you again to everyone for watching, and of course, GG's to both of our runners for putting on a great show, and of course, to Jixon, who tracked the race for us. Patty, thank you so much for joining me on commentary. This was a blast.
Willard, anytime, man. Anytime. Thank you.
Of course. And if these, at this moment, we do have a Keysanity quad race going up on Speed Gaming 3. So if you guys want some more Keysanity action, if you're not done with the Keysanity for this evening, head on over there. Go watch it. And of course, shouts to our fine folks at Speed Gaming for putting on this wonderful tournament. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And yeah, I've been Willard J. Bradley. We'll see you later.
Bye.